Hi, welcome to the Pearl Forest. This is Peggy from the Pearl Forest. Sorry, even I got that wrong. Today I'm going to insert a little journal project based on this one that I made. Move this out of the way temporarily. It's just a little accordion fold journal that I've added some ribbon to tie around it. It's glued underneath this part. This is the cover. It's an accordion fold journal, and the way I made it is put washi tape hooking, well, this one just sealed that edge, but all the rest of them are hooking two of them together, and it goes down front and back and hooks all the pages together. I just realized I probably will not have enough washi tape. Forgot I went on both sides. So, well, we'll put as many pages together as we can. So this one I'm going to make is a little smaller. This one, as you could see, wasn't completely done. After the washi tape, find one that I have here. I just put on some pieces of newspaper to cover over these mailer cards, and I was putting other things on, so I didn't need to cover everything. So mostly the top and the bottom, and then I put in any extras if I needed it. And then a little bit of decoration from a letter from a friend, which she put in. This was her stamp from her letter, and this was part of her stationery, and this was at the end of her letter, and once again some more of her stationery. So it's a nice memento from my friend. But we're going to use playing cards today. I don't think we'll need the whole package, but we'll get them out. I'm going to tie it with a combination of those. This is the washi tape I chose because it's very neutral. I may only put it on part of the card so that I can add something else. This is from Rachel Bella Crafts Forest Threads. I have the journal pages and background kit, and then I also have the ephemera kit. This is what happens when you turn it the wrong way. It printed landscape and it should have been portrait, but we might still make use of some of those. So these are some things we can use to decorate the cover. I thought I would use some of these for pockets and maybe for the pages. And decoration, but these ones I was going to use for the main covering of the cards. So last time I put the washi tape on first and then added the paper over the top of that. I do like the look and just torn pieces. Like I said, I'm not sure how far my washi tape will go. I may have to go buy some more. But let's do some washi tape and then see what we can do as far as those. So you just take two cards, get some of your washi tape. Oh, this is a sticker. Interesting. So we want it to be just a tad more. Maybe we'll just lay it down this way and put our cards on about halfway. Now on this one, when I put these on, I did leave just an ever so slight gap between them because you want to be able to bend. So maybe just like that. Put them on. Then we'll be able to bend. So let's just do one side for right now. This is interesting. I haven't come across that kind of thing before. Put this piece aside. I guess this is supposed to stay on there while you're putting them together. So let's just cut a few of these. I know I want to have around 24 or more pages, but that would only be 12 cards. So if we can get more than that, that would be great. See how many of this we can actually do. Having this backing on it is actually nicer than having to peel it off the just the roll, because then when sometimes it gets maybe a little older and it sticks, then it doesn't come off very good. I chose this because I thought it was neutral and would look nice with the nature prints that I've chosen. Okay, let's just cut one more and stop for right now and see where we are. So once again, let's lay this down. We can get the backing. Come on. That's the one part though, when you have a backing that it's stuck to it, you have to figure out how to get it off. I've heard some people say that pins work good, so let me grab a pin. They're just over here behind my desk. Okay, let's see if we can talk this into coming off. I'm not sure how they're using the pin because I'm not finding it too successful at the moment. Well, I'm not sure how good your washi tape is if you can't get the backing off. Sometimes if you wiggle it back and forth, you can talk it into separating. This is going to add quite a bit of time to our project if we can't get the back off. It's kind of plasticky, so I don't want to just glue it down. I think we're coming. Thought it was. Sorry about this. Hope you're having a good day and much more productive, that your art materials are not fighting you. That first piece was so good. Well, Well, we do have this one because it's still on here. We can get this far. And if they're not exactly straight, that doesn't matter because you're adding the other side pieces. Okay, maybe a different one will be more friendly than that one. I don't know. I don't know if I just tore the washi or just the back. Kind of tore both, but I did get in there. Okay. So once again, we're going about halfway. I thought this would be a good substrate for a little mini journal because we have lots of playing cards. And I thought the nature prints would be nice. Well, because we cut these just a little bit longer, it's okay if we kind of ravelly up the end. Kind of put on some magnifying glasses so my eyeballs get in here a little closer. Yeah, I'm taking it back, the idea that this backing is nicer than just having it on the roll because it's actually quite challenging. But we got another one off. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Want to keep these. Just thought of this though. We want to keep these straight. Okay. We don't want our book going all ziggy-zaggy. That worked. Poke that in there. It's good to have a non-directional edge too, so you don't have to worry about whether you're putting it right side up or not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this would give us 12. So last time I just poked my pin in and back out. Whoops. Hey, that seems to work. And now I just threw my pin on the floor. Okay, let's get these. Let's see if I can find my pin. I did see it in this bin, but now it just slid further out of the way. So let me just grab another one. Pins and I seem to have a problem kind of wandering and losing them. And then sometimes I find them back again, but sometimes not. Okay, so another card. All right, so we have 4 of these left. Let's try to make sure we have enough to do the other side. So let's cut some more, make sure we have enough. Whoops. Okay. This is a nice width of washi tape for an edge, and I think less pattern, or just kind of generic-y pattern is good, because a lot of it's going to be lost and covered up, so it would be wasted if you had, say, some kind of picture-y design on it. Also, you don't want something that goes a certain way, because it may not end up that way. Let's see. I think we might make as many of these as pages as we can. Okay, I think we're almost at the end here. Okay, we have just this much left. So if we had an edge, and this one, this one, this one, I'm setting them off to the side here. This one, and this one. So now we need to make sure we have one more set, two more sets, and an edge at the end. So we can do 2 more pages. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So not as many as I wanted. But I do plan to put some pockets and tucks in here. So maybe I can squeeze in the extra with pockets and tucks. Okay. And then this one will go on the end. Maybe we'll do the in-between first, just in case I counted wrong, and we can do 1 more page. So I don't know if you can see this, but I'm just running it through like that, and then it seems to pull it up to get a hold of it. Okay, so where this is, we'll put this down, kind of centering it over the seam. And this is kind of transparent, but I don't mind that the card stuff shows through. I think that just kind of adds a little layer of interest. It's kind of long here. So this pen technique seems to be working. The reason I turned that around is I didn't want the edge to be matchy-matchy. Burnish this on good with my thumbnail. And see, it didn't line up exactly, but that's okay too. And I'll trim off this edge so that it just comes even with the cards. Oops. Come on. There we go. I hope you're all doing well and that you're not affected illy by weather and natural disasters. We've had quite a few of those. And if you have loved ones that are affected, I hope they're getting the help that they need. I'm glad to see that there's people coming together to help one another. That's always a good thing. Let me to love our neighbors and help where we can, right? All right, here's another one. In my previous sample that I showed you that had been working on, I used magazine pages, just random scraps. This one I thought I would be different and make it based on a particular digital. So like I said, I'm using Rach and Bella's what was that called again? Woodland threads or something like that. Let's see, it's down here in my tray. Yeah, forest threads. So you'll see me using a bunch of the more green papers and then some of the little birds and things in this book and in future ones. But I thought it was very pretty. It has a lot of hand sewing, which eventually we'll get to that on a video as well. I just have too many projects and too many things I like to do. And even getting to where it's 3 videos a day, it's just hard to get it all done and to show. But we got time. Let's see, I'll turn this around here. That on there. Okay, so we have these 3. Oh, we have 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's a scrap there. So we can actually add a page, but let's go ahead and put this end one on while we're here. And then see what we can do on the other end. Sometimes when you poke the pin in the first time, it doesn't get a hold of it like you would like, especially if you go all the way through to the other side of the washi tape. You just want to get the backing in your pin. There we go. Don't have real long fingernails right now. They are such a good tool, aren't they? Okay, so this one, let's do it upside down. We can see easier. So we'll go about halfway, and then we'll wrap it around. So this will be the front or back. And just makes a uniform edge. As you can see on my sample here, it makes a nice edge on the journal. Now this is just the edge of the pages. You could wrap that area as well if you wanted. I think this looks nice when it's closed to have that uniform edge. But you could do random washi tape. I suppose you could do fabric or ribbon or paper. The reason I like the washi tape, fabric would work really good too, but I don't want just paper because I don't think it's as strong to make the hinge. Cardstock might, but that would be awfully bulky. This is sturdy and not so bulky. And it's a uniform width. Okay, so we can put this one down here. We get to add another card with a little bit of gap. And we still have enough to add one more card. So I'm deciding how many pages based on kind of what I wanted, but also based on how much washi tape I had. You could do every washi tape different, but this width, which is 1.5 inches, is a really good width to do it. The other cards I had were mailers that come in the mail periodically, and I don't know if they come every month, but I really like them. They make a nice sturdy little mini journal, so I always save them. I read them first to see if I want to do business with any of the people, but then I save them for journaling. Okay, so we still have more of these. This is the last one though, because we need 1, 2, and 3, and that's what we have left. Okay, we're getting there. I'm not going to finish this all in one video because that would just be too long, but we'll certainly get well started, and we'll come back and finish it up together. Whoops, now that one did not get, it's stuck. That one did not get all the way across the edge. I could glue this down as well. Barely get that there, so it'll go over the edge, which would make it, you know, sturdier, because I don't know how good the adhesive will be. I'm choosing not to for this. It's for my own personal journal, and probably journey too. And it's going to be held down by the paper as well. And I could come back and glue it if I needed to. Most of those are not making it into the garbage. I don't know how you guys are with your scrap trash, whether you're better than I am at getting it into the receptacle, or whether your floor ever looks like my floor. I just can't figure out how to do it and not have a mess on my floor. All right, where do I want to stick this pin? Here's the surface I can stick it in, a little fabric bin. Yeah, it's just not reaching far enough. Okay, so now we're doing this end of our little accordion fold journal. Make sure we get that up tight to the edge and buff it on. So all of these cards will be extra for another project. There we go. So we ended up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cards. And now we'll just trim off this excess tape, trying to not trim the cards. Getting it as cut off as straight as we can. So you can see this little accordion fold book is not very difficult to make. And I really like my other one, which is why I wanted to try this one. Okay, I got one side. Let's clean up our debris, which is somewhat sticky because it's washi tape. And then do our other side. There we go. Let me know in the comments whether you think you might try one of these. You just need a few playing cards. I'm using 10, but you could use whatever number you wanted. Mine was dependent on how much washi tape I had on my roll. But you could buy yourself a roll of 1.5 inch washi if you don't have any. Or you could use fabric. That would take a little bit more probably drying and probably would end up a little thicker. Probably need like Fabri-Tac or something. Okay, let's take off these magnifying glasses so I can see regular. We'll put this aside for using as a scrap somewhere. Let's see how it looks. Now I don't know if I should have had a different number. I don't know if it matters how it comes, you know, to be closed. Because we're going to put a ribbon across the back and then it'll wrap around and tie the front and it'll close both sides anyway. So you can see it's nice uniform edges. Okay. And you don't have to put like all these faces on one side and the red on the other. That's just kind of how I ended up doing it. Let's decide on our thread before too long, because I want to make sure I get it covered down. I'm not sure exactly how much I will need, so I'm going to err on the side of a little extra. And I thought this green would look nice with the green of the fabric, so I just jumped out the end. Usually it's nice with 3s, so whoa, there went my scissors. I'm kind of thinking that I would like to have 2 of these instead of 2 of the green. Okay, now, excuse me while I dive for my scissors. They're much better scissors. The other ones kind of stick. All right, so I'm going to take, and we can adjust this later if necessary, but just to get it uniform, I'm going to tie these in a knot, leaving a little bit out for kind of a fringy element, but to secure them. Okay. And we'll just leave that on the outside. I don't think it really matters. So if we put this on here and get them uniform here, and we wanted to tie them in a bow, how much would we need? That's a little short. What are we going to put on the back to hold it down? I was thinking of using these collage ones. around the bottom. Oh, here they are. Now these will be partly covered up, possibly. But just put something down to adhere the tie, and then we'll collage over the top of that. For some reason this printed solid on this end and left a white band on the other sides. I haven't figured out my printer yet. We have European sizing, and then we have US sizing. And I think I'm just going to take this corner, tear the edges so they're not straight. Okay, and use a little Fabri-Tac. Make sure we have this straight. I think I'm going to end up using pretty much all of this. I can always shorten it if I want to later. So I think we'll pretty much go in the middle. So okay, that doesn't go all the way across though, so let's just put it in the middle here. And kind of want the green to be in the middle. To lay down. Put some more on this, oops, paper. Like I said, we'll collage the front later, but this will give us a base to put our tie on. Get it firmly on there. So now that is officially the back. Okay. All right, we can let that sit aside. So now let's get some green to put on some pages. We'll collage the covers later. So we'll start by cutting off the edges. I think we'll only be able to do a few pages in this video, but it'll give you the idea of what I'm thinking about. There will be things added onto the pages, so you won't end up actually seeing all of this that I put on here. And actually, I just remembered I was just going to tear those and not cut them because I want it torn anyway. So let's see, that's the cover. So let's go inside. And we want it about that wide. So we'll just tear this down. And I want to kind of scatter these prints throughout the book. These are directional prints though, so I want to make sure that we keep up, and not turn them. If you have just more solidy or general prints, then it doesn't really matter which way you go. And I'm hoping some of this, you know, will show. If not, at least the color peeking out will show. Okay, we'll get this edge like this. And guess I'm probably going to put it up and then trim the edge off, aren't I? So maybe put that up there. And we'll use the art glitter glue that opens. You can't really use glue stick. If you have a really good glue stick, maybe, but the shiny cards, you know, some people sand them and coat them with gesso and things to make that stuff stick. I find I can just use art glitter glue or Fabri-Tac or something like that. So I'm putting the same piece of background paper on a particular page, but the pages themselves are going to vary, and some of them may have other ones on there as well. And I might, you know, go up and down too. I might even do that on this one. This tree here and part of this tree. I will completely cover them, unlike the other one, because I don't know what I'm going to put on, and it might just be pockets and tucks and such. See, we can go clear over on this red, because the white is in here, is the edge of the card, so this is still on the card. So I think these two pages that are next to each other are kind of nice to have something in common. But I do want it to look collagey. Let's see, let's find another one that's different. You can see the nice embroidery stitches, and look at this, all that embroidery. That must have taken somebody a lot of time to do that. And I would not be surprised if Rach and Bella did it themselves. They are quite talented in their abilities and their creative ideas. I believe they are a mother-daughter team. Okay, let's see. Maybe, well, once again, we'll kind of rough up this edge. When you tear the edges like this, it makes the pieces blend in better for collaging. I know some people probably think that it's such a waste, but it really does make for a nicer blend. Now you can distress these edges. I'm going to go all the way down here. And let's see. Now I can get at this easier to do this edge. Sometimes it's just hard to manipulate the paper to get over there. I'm not going to worry about the top and bottom because they are going to go over the edge, and then I'll trim them. But I can put this, I'll bring it up a little bit. Like that, like that. some good glue coverage on this with the art glitter glue. While I love their stuff, you know, for as it is, I just wanted to collage it in this project. All right. Can I just make this go sideways? Not so much, but let's put this piece on the next one. That, and what other ones do I have in here? We have this one. I am going to continue collaging the pages off camera, and then I'll show you in the next video when we get to the part of adding the pockets and tucks, so you can see that part but not have to watch over and over as I glue it down. So I'm going to take both of these. I tried to get the ones that were mostly greens because I wanted that to be a unifying thing, although the reason I picked this yarn is I thought it also went with this nicely. Okay, let's see what we can do with some of those in our last few minutes. Okay, we still need to come over here. This is a similar color. Let's use some of that. Okay. Sometimes we get little jaggedy pieces when the paper doesn't want to tear. You can have tear rulers, but I have not had good success personally with a tear ruler. I know a lot of people do. Maybe it's just my tearing coordination. So this works better. See, if you can get it going, it does go well. But paper does tear better in one direction than the other. And this may or may not be the best direction. Okay, so let's put this in the middle. Now this is going to be down over here and down about to this. Put this one on. I'll have this page covered. We'll call this our first page. Now we do want to keep it not in the crack, because it would not lay down good. So we have first, second, and this is our third page. Let's use some of this and out about here. And I'm not going to tear all the way down because I might want that in a different shape. See, I don't need to do that edge, but I do need to do this edge. And I will need a little something on the bottom. Okay, put this one here. It's gonna go over a little bit, so I won't put glue quite to the bottom. This is getting over I don't want it. Take that piece off. And why don't we just finish filling this in with this. I think I'm just going to take this top part off because I kind of like keeping that tree on the bottom. As much as I can anyway. Okay, let's trim these up. Let's put our glue lid on. Sometimes it helps to turn it over to see the little edges sticking out. That one has a lot of glue on it. Could add napkins to cover your cards, or napkins and paper to cover them. Okay, let's see how this looks. So this will be the cover of our little book, and we open it up to these pages. Guess I did the back, didn't I? It's okay. This is the back. You come around to the other side. Ah, I turned it upside down. Okay, no, this is the front. Number 3 is the front. I have to remember that. So here's the first couple pages in their beginnings. There's 3, and we have all of these pages here. When you get to the back, you come around and then you have all of these pages, and then you come back around to the front, and you can tie our sweet little book together, and you have a little mini journal. So thank you for joining me today. This is Peggy from the Pearl Forest. Here's our little journal that we made. And inside we have some pages that we're working on. When we come back, we'll be adding more to it, collaging the covers and adding stuff inside. So come join me again. Thank you. This is Peggy from the Pearl Forest.